Good morning, class. My name is Dr. Jabera Matogoro. I'll be teaching you IA 321, which is Information and Communication System Security. So I'm looking forward working with you, and I hope you will always cooperate as usual. So today's section, we'll be covering the course objective, which include the importance of information and communication technology to any modern organization. And the course also emphasizes the importance of developing a secure information systems. And also another aim of this course is to cover various diverse issues on security management. In terms of the course objective, the main objective of this course is to introduce to you the importance and the techniques for ensuring security to information and communication systems. But also the program language for this course is Java programming language, which I'm quite sure you have already covered in your semester 1 in the course which was taught by Mr. Barongo. So this is just a continuation of what you have already covered. What are the learning outcomes? At the end of this course, I'm expecting that you will be able to explain the fundamental concepts, principles, and mechanisms in ICT security, but also you will be able to analyze the basic cryptographic concepts which are commonly used technique and the protocols. And also another learning outcome of this course is to classify some of the common ICT vulnerabilities and the technique to address these vulnerabilities. Another issue that we'll be also covering by this course is to provide you some background for advanced topics in information and communication technology security, but also prepare you to work in information system security. I know for some of you, you have already covered some courses on cybersecurity. And I know some of the students, for example, software engineering, computer engineering have not yet covered some of these courses. So this course will give you the necessary skills that will require in terms of securing your systems, your applications, when you are developing various ICT-based systems. So as I have said, I will provide this as an assignment. I know I have already given the same assignment to other degree program like SNIS and CSDFE, and I have already submitted. So this is a group work where students are required to write the history of Java programming, computer programming language. Some of the issues that will be including in your submissions: when did Java programming language started? Who invented it? And what was the main purpose when the Java programming language was introduced? And what was the first application of Java that was developed when Java programming language was introduced? But I'm also expecting you to submit maybe issue like what is the difference between Java programming language and the other programming languages like PHP and others. You can also include issue including how Java transformed the current internet. As we have seen, in order for the internet to work properly, it needs to have various applications interacting with the users. So I'm also expecting you to explain on your submission how Java have transformed the current internet. But also, you should also be able to mention issue related to consumer devices. Maybe you can give some examples on some of the applications that are being installed or running on various smart devices like smartphone. You can also include featured phone. I know some of the featured phone have a number of applications which have been developed by using Java programming language. I also expect at the end of this assignment, you can also include what is the relationship of Java programming language with Oracle. I know most of you are aware of this, but at least for the sake of this course, I just want to get you going through this assignment, and at the end, you can submit maybe at the end of this week. So Sierra, you can take note on that and then coordinate within your degree program. So I know I have some students from computer engineering who are attending this class, and I also know some of you from software engineering. So make sure you use your usual group assignment in a maximum five participants or 5 students in a group. And then at the end, you can submit the assignment, maybe at the end of this week. So maybe I should talk a little bit about what is Java cryptography, which is one of the topics that we need to cover for this course. As I have already mentioned, cryptography is the study of secure communications techniques that allow only the sender and intended recipient of a message to view its content. Cryptography provides 3 services that are crucial in secure programming language. These include cryptographic cipher. So as usual, I normally say, when I'm teaching this course, I normally give you a direction on some of the possible questions that maybe one could ask when trying to assess your level of understanding in terms of the skills that you have gained. And this is the first question that one could ask. Briefly describe 3 services that are crucial in secure programming language. I have mentioned the first service is cryptographic cipher. Then the goal of cryptographic cipher is to protect the secrets of your data. But the second services that is crucial in secure programming language is cryptographic certificates. This always proves the identity in terms of authentication. And the third services that are crucial in secure programming language is digital signatures. And the main purpose of the digital signature is to ensure that your data has not been damaged or tampered with an authorized participant or user. So it's important as we are running on this course, at least at this first lecture, you should be able to understand what are the 3 critical services provided by cryptography in a crucial secure programming language. So I have mentioned cryptographic cipher, cryptographic certificates, and the digital signature. These are very important concepts and services that I presume every member or every student need to be aware. So at your time, you can expand these 3 concepts, because both of them are huge topic, a huge concept that you can digest while doing your self-training. So as I mentioned also, this course covers cryptographic programming language in Java, because I mentioned Java programming language is the language which we will use when running this course. And I know Java has gone through a number of developments. So we started with Java 1.1 and Java 1.2, which provided extensive support for cryptography with an elegant architecture. So what we call the Java cryptography architecture, JCA. So another set of classes is what we call the Java cryptography extension, which provides additional cryptographic functionalities. So this course covers both GSCA, which is Java cryptographic architecture, and the GCE, which is Java cryptography extension. So it's important at the end of this course, you are able to understand both 2 concepts. So in terms of secure programming, I could ask maybe if we were to sit in a group of few students, maybe you should also be able to know when we mention secure programming, as I have said, but it's also important to know that computer applications always enable people to do work, and we are all aware after COVID or post-COVID-19, most of organizations also shifted the way staff or employee are working or interacting with the systems. So some of the organization went pure remote, and some went to a hybrid mode where you can have some few hours in the office and some few hours from home. So computer applications always enable people to do work. So applications are part of the larger systems, business as usual, and that involves people, fax machine, whiteboard, credit card, paper forms, and anything else that makes the whole system run. Imagine the complex environment of teaching and learning, like the University of Dodoma. So using the computer application like Zoom application, which we're currently using, it facilitates lecturers and the students to interact and to learn from each other. So in that way, it's important to make sure that students who are attending the course are the relevant students who are authorized to learn or to participate to that course. So that's why we are saying computer applications always enable people to do work. So it's very important to have a secure systems in order this interaction to be secure. Maybe I should also say that secure systems make it hard for people to do things they are not supposed to do. Imagine an application like Udemy SL, which I normally most of you are eagerly waiting to receive your first semester results. If not secure, then you can find a student maybe giving or rewarding him or herself some results on a course that she or he has attended. But because of the secure system, that make it hard for a student to maybe do a self-signing on the results in a particular course. So secure system make it hard for people to do things they are not supposed to do because of the privileges that they have been given for that. Also, in terms of secure programming, imagine, for example, banks, how banks works. If bank systems are not secure, then you may find people could just draw and maybe withdraw money from the account which they don't own. So for example, a bank is designed as a secure system. You should not be able to withdraw money from someone else's account, whether you try at the teller window or by using the bank machine or by the telephone. Of course, you could bribe the teller or disassemble the bank machine, but these things are usually not worth the cost. So, and of course, in Tanzania, most of the teller machines, they also included some of the secure physical security, like a security guard and people who are monitoring the activities going on in that environment. So secure systems are designed so that the cost of breaking any component of the system outweigh the rewards. So you can imagine if you want to break on the ATM machine, then the cost that you are going to use may not be affordable for you to do it because they are one of the very secure systems I want to speak. So the cost is usually measured in terms of money, time, and risk. So because I mentioned in most of the teller machine, you find there is maybe policeman or maybe security guards around, and also CCTV cameras have been installed. So you find if you want to do that, the risks are too high for one to do it, and then it make the bank system some more secure. So the benefit of breaking systems are general control, money, or maybe information that can be sold for money. So the security of the system should be proportional to the resources it protects. It should also be a lot harder to break into a brokerage than a magazine subscription list, for example. The term security systems is a little bit misleading. It implies that the systems are either secure or insecure. In truth, there is no absolute secure systems, though we are trying to do our best to achieve secure system, but it's always difficult to have 100% secure system because, humans and vulnerability exist between the systems, applications, people using the systems, and various actors within the system environment. Okay, so what can you do with the cryptography? As I mentioned, cryptography is one of the very important topic, especially for this course. So I know by using cryptography, you can secure network communications. By using cryptography, you can secure your hard disk, but also by using cryptography, you can secure your email. So these are some of the applications which you can secure using the cryptography applications. So some of the platform security, it's also important to mention this. So one of the things that makes Java so interesting is the security features that are built into the platform itself. So Java was designed to enable small applications and also operates to be downloaded and run without danger. So using the Java platform is also important to assure that operates some of the but without the right precautions, they would be very dangerous. So Java, bytecode verifier, class loader, and security manager work in tandem to safely execute the downloadable classes. Also, as I mentioned, in terms of the platform security, we have what we call the Java Development Kit, JDK, and which was ranging from 1.1 and many. I know as we speak, there is a current version of JDK. So it also includes some of the interesting security enhancements, including the concept of protection domains, permissions, and policies. So the security that Java platform provides come for free to application developers. So it's important when you are developing Java application to be sure on some of the security mechanism that you need to implement so that your application can be secure and also be able to provide security levels required within a given organization. So this course is about programming application level security through the use of cryptography. So I think I should also mention some of the astute inequalities. At the end of, in 1997, Java, we call Java 1 conference, the Java security architecture, Ringon gave a presentation on Java security. And in one of his slides is particularly useful for understanding the Java security and cryptography. It contains a list of 5 inequalities to which I have added as an explanation. I think you can go through this, and at the end, you should be able to understand and implement these inequalities. So in terms of the message digest, I gave a code here. So you can, I recommend you take this code and run in your Java environment. But what is important to use this program, just compile it and give it a file name, maybe to digest. And here I use the source code marsha.java as the file name. So you can see some of the output that you can get out of this Java code on the message digest. It's also important to mention that the message digest is sometimes called a cryptographic hash, And it's an example of one-way functions, which means that although you can calculate a message digest, given some data, you can't figure out what data produced a given message digest. So as I mentioned, let's say that your friend Josephine wants to send your file. So she's afraid that your mutual enemy Edith will modify the file before it gets to you. So you can use the message digest to assure security of the message she wants to send you. So if Josephine sends an original file and the message digest, you can check the validity of the file by calculating your own message digest and comparing it to the one Josephine sent to you. So if Edith changed the file at all, then your calculated message digest will be different and you will know that there is something out. So of course, there is a way around this. So Edith can change the file and calculate a new message digest for the changed file, and then she can send the whole thing to you. So you should also be able to play around the message digest. So you have no way of knowing whether Edith has changed the file or not, but the digital signature extends the message digest to solve this problem. I remember I mentioned 3 secure services that are being provided by cryptography. So it's important when you are developing the Java application, you are able also to play around those 3 services I have mentioned. And we also have a secret writing. So the next example uses classes that are found only in Java cryptography extension, JSA. The JSA contains cryptographic software whose export is limited by the US government. But if you are living outside the US or Canada, it's not illegal to download the software. So you can just download and play around the application. So the secret writing program encrypt and decrypt text. And here is a sample session. So you can use that. You can write this in Java environments, and then the E option always encrypt data, and the D option always decrypt the data. So a cipher is used to do this work. So it's important to play around on how you can encrypt and decrypt a message using the secret writings. The cipher always use a key, and different key will produce different results. So secret writing stores its key in a file called secretkey.ser. The first time you run the program, the secret writing generates a key and stores it in the file. Subsequently, the key is loaded from the file. So if you remove the file, then the secret writings will always create a new key. Note that you must use the same key to encrypt and decrypt the data. So this is a property we call symmetric cipher. I know you might have covered asymmetric and symmetric cipher, and you might be able to know the difference, but this is what we call as a symmetric cipher. On the next lectures, we'll be covering some of these concepts. So I know because of the first lecture, bear with me and some of this terminology, but for those who have already covered some security courses, they know the difference between a symmetric cipher and asymmetric cipher. So I think I should also cover something related to Java cryptography as a concept and the architecture. So at the application programming level, there are many options for the making program secure. Correctly used, cryptography provide these standard security features. I know we are aware of this, the SEER pyramid, the confidentiality, integrity, and sometimes we call the authentication or availability. These are some of the services which is always important when you are developing a secure systems. So Java cryptography software comes in 2 pieces. So we have what we call the Java development kit itself, which include cryptographic classes for authentication, and Java cryptography extension, which sometimes we call the source-strong cryptography. So these are some of the 2 pieces that always come with Java cryptography software. And I know when you're doing a self-learning, you should be able to expand some of these concepts. I should also mention on the random numbers as one of the very important concepts for cryptography. So computers are not very good at producing a true random data. So instead, they rely on the pseudo-random number generator, PRNG. Please, on time when you are reviewing, kindly be able to understand PRNG, the pseudo-random number generator. What is it and how Java use it to achieve some levels of security. As I mentioned, a cryptographical strong PRNG seeded with a true random value is a PRNG that does a good job for spewing out unpredictable data. But if the pseudo-random number generator is not cryptographical strong, or if the seed data is not random, then the security of your application can get compromised. Please, on your time when you are developing, I know we'll be having practical session. I recommend that at least you play around on some of these concepts like pseudo-random number generator. How can it be used to achieve a secure system using the Java programming language? So as I mentioned, I should also give out a second assignment. Actually, I have already shared some of the group assignments, which was maybe some of them were already picked by computer SNISA and CSDFE, but I know some of the homework have been left for you. In a previous session, I also recommended you should be able to develop a simple Java application that stores information in the database. And this information may include first name, middle name, surname, registration number, student codes for the first and second semester. And then the developed Java application should accept username and password for each student and store them in a database. So the password must be encrypted using MD5, or you can use any encryption algorithm that you prefer, the SHA-1 and many other. I know we still have some good encryption algorithm that you can use. And make sure all of the concepts covered in this chapter are also included in the assignment. I know I have provided a number of group assignments that, of course, this is a project work that you can do in a group of 5 using your usual groups, and then that could guide on number of the issues that we have covered. Maybe I will stop there and welcome if anyone have a question. You can unmute yourself and then you can ask a question, or you can just type in the chat. Anyone? You can even raise your hand if you want to ask or to contribute.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes, welcome.
Okay. Those projects, are we only allowed to use Java or even frameworks of Java like Spring Boot?
Yeah, I actually recommended you can use any Java framework, but it need to be Java framework. So it's important. But the only challenge I see to some of the students, basing from my previous experience, when you recommend the use of a Java framework, you may find some of them, they just drag and drop, and they don't take time to learn on how the framework incorporates some of these concepts. I know the framework, the good thing of the framework, most of the security features have already been incorporated within the framework. So you can use the framework, but make sure that as a group, you understand, because you can see, for example, at the end of this, I said, make sure that all concepts covered in chapter 1 and as to chapter 4, because, you know, using this lecture, we have covered many other concepts, which I think in the book that they provided, most of these concepts have been detailed explained. So I recommend that if we are using a framework, make sure that most of these concepts that we have covered are also integrated within your framework. Is that answered the question that you asked?
Yes, I've understood.
Okay, asante. Any other question? Sierra, you have any question? I know Sierra always have many questions on behalf of other students. Mrekwa?
Naam.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Do you have any question or the session is clearly understood?
The session is clear, but
Okay.
I want to understand those assignments which
Okay.
are assigned to our session.
Okay. I actually shared the assignment with two CRs that attended the first session, and I'm not sure if you have met and able to identify which of the project have been already picked up and which have been left for you to proceed. I can also add more maybe project so that each group have their own customized assignment for them to do.
Okay.
Mekutana na matara wengine ama bado?
Mara ya kwanza ile tuliongea nao lakini walisema kwamba baadhi ya zile titles zimekwisha chukuliwa.
Ya ni kweli, lakini nilitoa title kama 40 na wao walichukua title nadhani 20 na. Kwa hiyo ina maana kuna title ambazo zilikuwa zimebaki.
Okay, sawa. Labda hapo communicate nao tena ili tuweze kuzichukua hizo zilizobaki.
Itakuwa vizuri. Shadaka, nimeona mkono wako. Karibu.
Thank you very much, sir. My question is just about, I don't know if we have it was been previously explained, but what I wanted to say that why the security has be more emphasized on Java language. Can we use other languages apart from Java?
Yeah, Shadak, this course, of course, as I mentioned in the beginning, I'm not sure if you were able to join us from the beginning, but when I was explaining the aim of this course, I mentioned that the programming language for this course is Java. So this is the way the course was designed. I know there are other programming languages, and I know there are other courses teaching some of those programming language. But for the purpose of this course, Java programming language will be used.
Okay, thank you very much.
Is that answering your question?
Yes, correct answer.
Oh, good. Kuna mwingine ana swali? Muwe huru jamani, maana hii ni kama tungeonana darasani, maana sasa mwingine anaweza akasema sasa hii mbona tuielewe. Kwa hiyo be free, ask anything, and then at the end you can do a self training.
Na niulize swali lingine, niambie kuna kijana anataka join hapa.
Uliza. If you are not asking question, you can make sure you are muted to avoid the background noise. Otherwise, for those who joined late, I will share out the recording, and then you can be able to follow up on this session. Na niwaambie tu kwamba kuna kitabu ambacho nilitoa, naamini baadhi yenu mmekipata, na kwenye hicho kitabu maana yake kwenye hii lecture ambayo tumeweza kujifunza tumecover some session ambazo nilidhani, let me stop share. Stop sharing, and then I can come this one. Let me show you what okay. And yes, this one. Hiki kitabu najua baadhi yenu mnacho, kwa hiyo kwenye hii session ambayo tumeikava kwa siku ya leo, maana yake at least tumeweza kuzungumzia vitu kadhaa. Naamini screen hii mnaona screen, si ndio hivyo? Yes, hiki kitabu cha Java Cryptography ndio tutakitumia. Kwa hiyo kwa maana ya session ya leo tumekava hii chapter ya introduction ambayo inazungumzia secure system, cryptography, platform security, the astute inequalities, lakini pia tumezungumzia some concepts, confidentiality, integrity, authentication, random numbers, algorithm, na pia tumezungumzia architecture na tumezungumzia random numbers. Kwa hiyo at least kwa session hii ambayo tumecover leo, tumezungumzia hizi section 4. Ya kwanza ya introduction, ya pili ya concept, ya tatu ya architecture, na ya 4 ya random numbers. Kitabu hiki mtakuwa nacho, na ninashauri kwamba mtakapokuwa mnajifunza, basi tuhakikishe kwamba at least hizi concept ambazo zimeelezewa kwenye hizo section 4, at least most of them tumezifanyia mazoezi. Na kama ambavyo nimeshauri, it's important kila mmoja wetu akawa na mazingira ya Java, hata kama mtatumia framework, lakini ni muhimu mkaweza kupractice kwenye kila activity ambayo iko kwenye hizi section. Kama ni section ya introduction, basi hakikisheni mnapitia zile kodi ambazo zipo, mnazirun ili ku make sure kwamba mnazielewa vizuri. Kwa mfano, in the presentation I mentioned some of the service of the use of cryptography. For example, I mentioned you can use cryptography to secure a network communication. So if you read the detail of the book, can now show you that cryptography can protect your data from thieves and imposters. So most web browsers now support SSL and a cryptographic protocol that encrypts information before it is transmitted over the internet. SSL allows you to buy things using your credit card numbers without worrying too much that the number will be stolen. Kwa hiyo by using cryptography, you can have a secure network communication by using the SSL. Najua wengi wenu mnafahamu. Lakini pia kwenye slide I also mentioned that you can use cryptography to secure your hard disk. So in the book now you can read more that you can encrypt the files on your hard disk so that even if your enemies gain physical access to your computer, then they won't be able to access its data. But also in the slide, I also mentioned you can use cryptography to secure emails. So as I mentioned, email is notoriously easier to steal and easier to forge. So cryptography can make it hard to forge email and hard to read other people's message. So if you go through the book now, you can digest most of the concept that we have covered in the slide. I also mentioned on the cross-border security manager and how they can be used to make sure that the safety of the executed downloadable classes are being taken care of when you have downloaded the Java applications. So I recommend that once you have time, you should be able to read and through the section that we already covered detailed in the book. I also mentioned the issue of the astute inequalities. So this is also being explained very clear, and some of those concepts have also begun extra discussion. So it's important that you go through the book and also use the PowerPoints that I've shared so that you can be able to understand these concepts. And when you are developing your applications, Java application in your assignment, make sure most of these concepts are being integrated. Even if we are using a framework, but make sure that most of these concepts are being integrated in your applications. Nadhani ni kitu ambacho kimeeleweka. Kwa hiyo ukipata muda, kitabu hiki nimeshakigawa, naamini wengi wenu mnacho, lakini hata kama hauna basi tutakigawa kwenye group, Siara atakuwa nacho, ili at least unapokuwa unafanya review basi uhakikishe kwamba most of these concepts unazipitia. Na ninaamini kabisa ninyi ni wataalamu, kuna tools zipo nyingi ambazo zinaweza zikakupa safe learning. We have also mentioned encrypting password in your backend, in your database. I mentioned you can use MD5, but I know there are other encryption algorithms like SHA-1, DSA, and the others. So you can just check. If you are using a framework, make sure you understand which encryption algorithm is being implemented. And if you have options, then kindly go to the encryption algorithms which have more security level compared to the rest. In terms of the alphabet SOAP, I also mentioned the Java Security API is a set of packages that are used to write secure programming in Java. In particular, the classes and interface in the following packages are part of the security API. So for example, java.security, java.security.sat, java.security.interfaces, java.security.specs, javax.crypto, javax.crypto.interface, javax.crypto.specs. So these are some of the applications which we normally import when developing a Java application in order to enhance the security of the application which you are developing. In the slide, I also mentioned about GCA and GCE. So you can also see in the book the way they have been detailed, explained, and possibly you should be able to follow up. Another issue that I also mentioned, some of the factoring method, I know you're using some of the packages or frameworks. So most of these issues have been also included in the slide. So it's important when you are developing or when you are doing a safe learning, at least you should be able to go up to chapter 4 of the book, which is very important that you are able to understand these concepts so that you can be able, when you're developing your application, most of these issues are being incorporated. Labda nisimame hapo kama hamna swali lingine, ili sasa ninaona Chesko una swali, karibu. Chesko?
Siara, hapa nilikuwa nahitaji kuuliza deadline ya hizi assignment.
Ile ya kwanza nadhani iende maybe wiki hii, lakini hizo za project we can give maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the submission. Hiyo imekaaje?
Hiyo iko sawa tu. Hiyo ya pili iwe slim.
Yeah, maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now. Japo changamoto ninayoifahamu ni kwamba the more you give time, ndio hivyo unatoa room kwa watu kutokuwa serious na hizo assignment. Lakini ukitoa time ikawa short, you find people are also committed to make sure they deliver the good work. So maybe I can say let's fix 2 weeks from now.
Okay,
at least
sawa,
both assignments should be submitted. The first assignment can be submitted within this week, and the second project could be submitted maybe 2 weeks from now. Make sure that all the content that when developing your application. Another question? Kama hamna, mimi binafsi na washukuru sana na muniwie radhi sikupata nafasi ya kufika face to face, lakini nimeona interaction imekuwa nzuri. Yapo mapungufu tu machache, hasa kuhakikisha unapoingia umemute, umefanya nini, lakini ni vitu vya kuendelea kujifunza kadri tunavyozidi kwenda na hizi session. na naamini wengi mmefurahia kwa sababu nawaona wengine wako chumbani, wengine wako kitandani. Kuna wengine wamewasha tu kompyuta wakatoka, madam tuonekane na yeye yupo. Tutakutana tu kwenye assignment, kwenye test, kwenye nini, kuona kama most of these issues have been covered. Baada ya kusema hayo, mimi binafsi ni washukuru sana, na ninaamini kama hamna swali lingine, basi tunaweza tukaishia hapa. Aniresi Siara kama kuna jambo lingine.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye.